Promotional consideration provided by Diablo Paddle Sports. It's a whole new way to get out on the water. Temple Fork Outfitters, affordable high-performance fly and fishing rods. On this episode of Kayak Fishing Journal, join Chris and Shannon as they float on the Guadalupe River, the southernmost trout stream in the U.S., located in the hill country of Texas, near New Braunfels and Green. The area has a dedicated fishing community and provides plenty of resources for anglers and outdoor enthusiasts alike. And there's great food and wine, live hill country music, whitewater adventures, antiques, and shopping for times when you're not on the water. The Guadalupe is heavily populated with rainbow and brown trout. And what's interesting are the holdovers, the trout that survive one season to the next through the hot summers, and the spawning native Texas trout. Along with local guide Alvin Dito, they'll cover 4 miles of the Upper Guadalupe by kayak and fish both conventional and fly gear. So paddle up and let's float the Guadalupe River.
For an area in Texas where it's hot and it's over 100 degrees 2 to 3 months out of the year, to find trout where they're productive and abundant, with the amount of pressure that they have down here too, you can't beat the Guadalupe River.
There he is, baby. You know, we do catch some fish. You know, sometimes we'll catch a really small fish, or we'll catch a big fish that just doesn't look like a hatchery fish. You know, so there are some native Texas trout in the Guadalupe from time to time.
I also think you'll be surprised to see the quality of the fish here. You know, GRTU, Guadalupe River Trout Unlimited, has done a good job of stocking big fish. It's not a lot of small stockers. You're going to see some fish that will surprise you beyond your imagination.
That's some of the trophy spots that Trout Unlimited does. So they put some really nice fish in there, some deep water there, so the trout are able to survive. And it can pass over from year to year and really grow in size. That's definitely one of the trophy areas.
Some of the Colorado guys are intrigued by fishing for trout in Texas, but the cool thing is that they can come down here and fish during the winter when they cannot fish up there. They usually end up being pretty surprised, by the quality of the fish we have here.
Well, since '90, the state came out and did a shock test, and the largest amount of holdovers was this year. So we saw the state record rainbow trout caught this year, which was 28 inches, just under 10 pounds. So it had to be a result of some of the large holdover fish that we had this past summer.
There are plenty of options for lodging along the river, and we found a launching site for our kayaks at the Rio Raft Company, which has both cabins and RV spots right on the river. The other advantage is the daily use of their launching area, included in the lodging fees. As we began to gear up, we discussed the challenge, fly fishing versus conventional fishing, and which would put more fish in the kayaks throughout the day. We were both confident with our respective tactics, enough so to place a friendly wager on it.
I'm sticking to the fly, and I'm willing to put my body on the line.
Whoever doesn't catch the most fish gets to get a nice tattoo at the end of this.
Yeah.
Fair enough? Shake on it?
Okay, we're on, Bubba.
This is gonna be fun. Yeah. You wanted one anyway.
I did.
So I'm hoping I come ahead on this.
Look, I'm 50 years old, nobody cares.
As we took off to find our first fishing spot, we tested the versatility of the Diablo kayaks. First, the stability when standing up, and next, the flexibility to navigate through shallow water. Both performed excellent.
Fish on. Now that was nice. What I did was I threw it over there on that ledge, and as I got closer and fell off of it, this is a nice sized fish. I'm gonna go ahead and wet my hands. These guys have a protective film on them, and we're gonna try not to stress them out too much.
But the water is crystal clear here, so you can see your lure or your fly, up to 4 or 5 foot deep. And as it was coming along, I saw him come out from a rock and hit it.
Got a nice sized fish here. We're gonna leave him in the water so we can get this out of his mouth. I'm gonna guess maybe an 18, Alvin. He made it easy for me there. Let's get him up here. And what a catch. There we go. Look at the beautiful pattern on this fish. Let's get him back in the water. This is a good looking fish right here. Whoa! They've got a little girth to them. Oh yeah, they're eating good. And they, I mean, it's steak dinner every night. He came up and just knocked the heck out of that thing coming off the ledge. All I'm throwing is a real simple Meps. It's got a gold spinner with a chartreuse tail on it. Very excited about that one.
There we go. Fish on. See if I can get to the reel. That's a nice fish, man. He went for the boonies. Alvin, you got to save me here. I might get you to net this guy for me, because I got it. I ain't gonna risk it. We're talking tattoo on my butt. All right, that's a nice little rainbow. Good.
How did you end up in the middle of the water without a net?
Lack of confidence. Lack of confidence. This guy's got some spirit. He's using that current really well. I love a current. What happens in that situation is, you know, a 2-pound fish becomes a 4-pound fish in fight, because he knew how to use that current and move around. And so it took me a while to land that fish too, because I was using a very thin tippet. That's a medium-sized rainbow, and he's taking as good as he's getting right now. I'm just trying to keep a constant pressure. We got about a 4X, 5X on here. And so we just want to make sure that I don't get a tattoo today. We're going by inches, right?
You know, I have guys that fish both conventional and fly, and it's almost a coin toss. You know, I'll have 2 guys fishing together, and you know, one day one guy's fishing conventional and he'll just outfish the other guy. Then the next day, you know, the guy's fishing with fly tackle will outfish the conventional guy. You know, sometimes if the water's really high, conventional tackle will work better. I think day in and day out, you might do better with the fly.
That was one of the most spirited trout. The most spirited I've caught here on this river. Absolutely.
It's a toss-up. Guys are catching them on everything.
I love these rods. These are the Temple Fork Gary Loomis Signature Series rod. This is a light spinning rod that is 6 foot. So the action's gonna be light enough to throw these Meps spinners. I've got a light line on here. It's an 8-pound fluorocarbon. So it's gonna be perfect in this river. This river's crystal clear. The lures that I'm gonna use today are these little spinning Meps. They have a spoon and then some sort of tail. And on this particular one, it's got a little bit of flash and some marabou.
I've been lucky enough to be handed a TFO, the BVK, Bernard Victor Cray 5-weight. It's a great rod. I threw it a little bit before coming here, and it's a real rocket launcher. Now the flies I'm using, let me just show you these real quick. I'm gonna start off with the classics. These are just a couple of woolly boogers that I tie, and the water here is kind of interesting. You got to think about it. The flow's down a little bit, but there's still flow in these striations of rock. So there's rock striations that parallel the water flow. Either side is a no man's land, but if you get down into those striations, there's more water flowing in there, and so these have to be weighted. These are all tungsten bead and leaded, so they'll get down and stay down in that flow and down to the fish.
There we go. Now see, isn't that just it? When you're getting ready to leave a spot, don't be afraid to throw one. Even when the cast and crew are kind of giving you some crap. Woo! Wow! Yes!
Golly! Oh man, that is a nice fish. Alvin likes it. Yeah. Chris, take it easy now. That's one we got to get on now.
Did you say we're back on inches at this point?
No.
Good Lord, Chris. Sit, sit. Oh yeah.
I gotta get closer. Hold on.
Look at that, and the hook came out as he goes in the net. Hey, gum, this fish is so big I can't get my hands around it. Oh, there we go. Get ready, because I may drop this bad boy. He's got plenty of energy.
What do you think he weighs, Alvin? About 5?
They're hard.
It's hard to keep a hog in the boat.
Yeah.
Jumping all in my tackle. I got him in the last second,
when he
though.
jumped like a dolphin, just
Did
like
you see that?
He was like, whack. I was like, oh my God.
As he goes in the net.
That was incredible, man.
This is caught up here. I mean, I couldn't have done it if I I'd have waited any longer. Gone.
That jump was just, I'll stick in my mind forever, man. Just a porpoise.
How much water you can cover in a day is going to depend on a couple of factors. The flow, when we have more water, you know, you can cover a lot more river. Most of the time, pretty easy to cover anywhere from 3 to 5 miles of water. That would be a good day's float. You know, and in a kayak, you know, you can always just, you know, motor on out. You can definitely cover more water than a guy wade fishing, or probably even a guy in a raft, because you can, you know, you can really cover some water if you need to. The kayak's pretty fast.
Some of these stand-up paddle boards and stand-up kayaks, it really gives you a good sight and looking at the fish. And as you know, the water here is pretty clear. So, you know, you can a lot of times can sight cast the fish as well, which to me is the most fun way to fish.
And what do you think the depth is over here?
Oh, it's probably
Today.
in the deepest part, maybe 3.5, 4 feet. You know, in that little trough there.
There we go, Shannon.
Yeah, there you go. He's got one on.
Cheater. He's cheating.
We'll get another chance later. So that's not a bad catch right there, baby. I think it's a nice little 14-incher. Let's get him back in the water, but not a bad catch over here in the trough.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It seemed like every deep hole that I got to, if I would just run, maybe spend 5-10 minutes on it, I was going to pull a fish out.
Got him. Yes. We were wanting to get out. Get him in here. Still a nice size fish here. You know, somebody told me once that on some of these trout, if you hold them upside down, they won't flop around as much. Nice size rainbow trout out here. Look at this. Maybe 13, 14 inches. Well, let's get him back in the water. But certainly a good fish. Good fish. There he goes. Whew.
After fishing close to 1.5 miles of the river, we pulled over and Alvin treated us to a Guadalupe lunch.
Heading for the lunch rock.
Are we in Texas or what? I'm not gonna do that.
Do it.
That's not gonna happen, man.
Look red.
Yeah.
Out of farmer's tan. I can't tell, your shirt bleeds into it.
Rested and ready, we continued down the river and surveyed the wildlife, including the occasional osprey hoisting a fine meal. It started to look like conventional gear was producing more strikes than the fly, so I continued to gather numbers, and Shannon, well, he was looking to swap tactics.
Fish on. It gave me the good vibration. We got a fighter. Look at this. Not a big fish, but a lot of heart. Extremely healthy fish. Let's put him back in the water here. Release him gently back into our wild. And let's let somebody else have fun, maybe a kid. Come out here one day and catch this guy. There he goes. On to your next one, buddy. Whew. Sweet sensations.
Well, he's on, we got him on a spinning rod. So now that we got him on a spinning rod and a spinner, he's hooked. He is hooked. That's a nice fish. But yeah, I knew he was hanging right behind a rock over there. You know, there's that rock that comes into the channel just a little bit. And it was just too good. Boy, oh, under the boat. Now we do have a little bit of a situation here. It's okay, it's okay. He's gonna run the other way. There he goes, yep. Yep, boy. As desperate as I am, he was in the neighborhood. There he is, baby. Guadalupe trout. He's got a little roughness on the tail, but that's a pretty fish. We'll take him any day. And we're gonna let him get back in the water and back into the groove here. There we go. There we go, baby.
Oh, there he goes. He wants to go home. What a great strike this guy had. Real close. To our rock over here. Just drifting it off this rock. Good fish. Another pretty rainbow. Nice line on it. Good healthy fish. Good fighting. I'm gonna put him back in the water. And there he goes. And that one, we pulled over. I couldn't resist. I had to switch over to a fly. I just haven't thrown one all day.
Well, I was just working this back into this pool down here before this run, and he went for that gold, baby. Nice, pretty little fish. Good color, and it's a bass. This is my first ever smallmouth right here. Won't make the cut, but it's good for me. Got that monkey off my back.
Nice fish. Get on up here. Every one of these. Beautiful health, beautiful color. He made that easy on me. There we go, beautiful fish. About 14, 15, you say? All right, let's get him back in. Get him going here. So I'm fishing maybe 40, 50 feet of water here, and the rest of this stuff, as you can see, Shannon's at his ankle. We're creeping along, finding these pockets and just dragging this thing across the bottom, and they certainly appear hungry. We're really getting into some fish now. Oh, yeah. Got one. Good size one. Great size one. There we go. All right. Oh boy.
I can't believe the size of that. Look at the size of that fish.
We're gonna put him in the water. Nice. 3, 4 pounds. Pulled them off right on the rocks over here. Let's get him back in the water here. Get him, baby.
You ever seen such monsters?
Or high five.
The guys did find some monsters on the Guadalupe and managed to pick up a few more average fish throughout the rest of the day. And for this experiment, the conventional tackle won. But that's not to say it's the better method day in, day out. You'll have to find out for yourself. While you're there, be sure to check out Green and all that it has to offer. Visit Green Outfitters for all your gear, tackle, and advice from the friendly staff. And visit the legendary Green Hall for music, entertainment, and a tasty beverage. You never know who you might run into here at Texas's oldest dance hall, which was built in the 1880s.
It's unbelievable down here. We had a bang-up time. The place is great. Alvin, we appreciate your time.
Hey,
unbelievable.
Definitely. Thanks, guys.
You know, we
Thanks
think,
for coming fishing, man.
You know, the GRTU and Diablo Paddle Sports, of course TFO for the rods. Come to one of these fine places like Rio Raft, put your kayak in, put your boat in, call Alvin up, and get on this water. It's an unbelievable time. Promise you won't forget it, and you'll want to do it every year.
So I wish I lived here.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I mean, you come down and paddle all day and catch fish in a beautiful place. What more do you want, right?
So go ahead, get down to the Guadalupe River and check it out. Until next time, remember, responsible fishing keeps the sport active and healthy, now and for future generations.
That's pretty firm for 50.
50, baby.
Look at that.
5-0.
This is his reeling arm.
That's right. That is the only muscle in my body.
This one's very strong.
The only muscle.
He can put some fish on a rod, I'm telling you.
That's it. The end.